Thanks, buddy. Guess we're using that one first.
Welcome back to another Sequin episode. Today, we're answering a question that, oh my gosh.
Sorry, keep going.
Right in the eyeball. We're testing scent control products to see if they actually work. And I'm assuming you guys want to know too, because you clicked on this video. Yep.
Coming to you live from a cardboard box.
4.56 seconds. We almost got the bite. We're gonna do 5 different tests today.
No way! No way! Oh my gosh! All right, now I'm impressed.
Since we don't have very good noses, we've actually asked the help of our friend Mark Tappan. He's a Alpharetta police officer, and his canine, Mattis.
Come on, bud.
Start the show, baby.
Whoa.
That was a good jump.
Come back,
That was a
kiddo.
good jump.
So Mark and Mattis actually worked at Alpharetta PD for, Mark's been there for 9 years, and Mattis just retired after 5 years. Before that, they were on America's Top Dog, and basically won the whole thing. So he's basically won. They won their episode and then came in second overall. Needless to say, he's got a pretty dang good nose. But we don't want you to just trust our word for it. We're actually going to show you how freaking good his nose is. All right, so Mattis is back here. He's not looking. He has no idea where I'm going to throw my little set of keys. He's just going to find the human scent that's on these keys out in the field. Let's see if he can do it. I hope he finds them. I only have one set of keys.
You ready?
Yeah.
Matt, upward. You have more than one set, right? What you got? Where is it? Show me. Where are they at? Oh, that's like a boy. You can drive home.
I'm not walking home, but they're a little slobbery. This test has actually been done, similar test has been done a couple times. I think Field and Stream did it a long time ago. Essentially, they just scattered a bunch of boxes out in the field, and a guy hid inside of it, and then they just let the dog go to go find them. There's a couple flaws with that test. One of them being that the dog could go straight up to the box and stick his nose like under the box and smell the person in there, which, as you can see, we have fences set up out here. We tried to take that variable out of it, but the way that the dog is trained, he's trained to pinpoint scents. And Mark can probably explain that a little bit later. So we kind of ditched the fences, and now we have the boxes in front. But you can see that we have them in like a radius shape, and the purpose of that is the dog is going to start right here in the middle every time, and each box is 70 feet from that starting point. So there's going to be no variance in the time it takes.
Wind is also blowing towards the dog that way.
Wind is coming out of the north, blowing straight this way. So as soon as Mattis is on that starting point, he's going to start getting that scent, going to start figuring out what direction he wants to start in, and it should kind of make the time it takes for him to find or not find Lee equivalent.
I think there's a couple ways that we're going to kind of analyze the results. One that we've talked about is time. That's obviously the easiest one, but I think we're going to lean on your understanding with Mattis and being like, okay, that was more, and we're not going to tell you what scent product we're using. So I want you to give us your feedback of being like, that was tougher for him, that was pretty easy for him, and kind of, I think that's going to probably be our best results aside from a time thing, because I could be in this first box and he just checks that one first as opposed to the last one he checks it last kind of thing. So,
and that's one of the things that I look for, like if you watch Cops or Live PD or whatever.
Of course I watch Cops.
Right? Who doesn't?
That's
Why do you think you're so
love
sweaty?
I love Cops.
Why are you so sweaty? I was watching Cops. Makes sense. But you'll see a dog like final alert sit, but as a handler, that's not necessarily what you're looking for. And you guys hit the nail on the head. That I'm actually looking for. You can hear breathing changes where when they actually are in odor, they start olfactory folds start flapping, and you can hear them pop. So they start sniffing different. Right, you'll see head snaps because they're following the odor trail. So you'll see their ears perk, tail wag, all these different things that, like, I'm trained to look for in my dog to know that he actually detects the odor that he's looking for. So those are the kind of things that it's not just, oh, he sat or he laid down or he went up or he bit.
So then what we'll do is we're not going to tell you what product we're using. I want you to kind of give us feedback, maybe give us a grade of, you know, first to last, which one you thought did the best. I'm curious about the nose jammer stuff. I don't know what your thoughts are on that. I've used it and it's worked, but confusing his senses. I mean, what are your
For a deer, I have no idea what goes through their
for
mind.
your dog? For Mattis.
So I've done similar tests with like narcotics odor, which he's also trained to find,
Mhm.
and he just for a dog
Cuts
they
right
smell
through it.
that and whatever they're trained to find. So it's
Okay.
not like it doesn't overpower their nose. It's like looking through a microscope for us,
Yeah.
right? Is we see everything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, that's something big and red, but when you get microscopic on it, you can find the exact thing that you're looking for, and that's the way that they smell.
How many times stronger is his nose than ours?
So it's hard to quantify.
Best guess.
Well, so they have 20 times more scent receptors. We have 5% of our brain that's dedicated for the interpretation of smell.
Yep.
They have 35% of their brain is dedicated for the interpretation of smell. We have like dozens of nerve endings that understand smell. They have thousands of nerve endings that understand smell. They have like the place where they process odor is like a blanket that could cover their whole back, where ours is like a postage stamp. So you have to take all these things into factor. So it's thousands of times better than
Thousands
ours,
of times.
you
What we'll
know?
test first is we'll have Kendall go around and smell each box, see which box he thinks I'm in.
I've already done that.
Madison later and see if Mattis is better than Kendall.
That's perfect.
That's test one.
You gotta be on your, you gotta go on your
We
hands and knees though.
All right, well, let's get into what products we're using today.
First off, I just want to make it extremely clear, we have zero relationship with any of these companies, with any scent control companies whatsoever. I honestly do not care if none of these perform, if one of them smokes all the other ones. There's going to be absolutely no bias in this test, so you can
it's
trust
100%
what the results are.
unbiased. We literally have no ties to any of these
Yeah.
people at all.
So we're going to do 5 different tests today. First one, we're just going to use a good old-fashioned scent killer spray. We have a couple other sprays that we might layer on after the rest of the test. Second thing is going to be this Infuse ozone spray. And essentially what this does is it infuses ozone molecules into the water. And it looks kind of cool. It lights up.
It makes some sick bubbles. That's probably my favorite just because of the...
You just see this thing and you want to buy it. Third one is going to be an ozone machine inside this bag. So essentially Lee's going to put his spoiled clothes in here. We're going to run the ozone for 15 minutes, and that's supposed to kill all the odor molecules on the clothes. But we're not going to put the ozone generator in the box until the 4th test. So 4th test is just going to be ozone in the box with Lee. 5th test, we're going to use more of a cover scent. This is Nose Jammer, and essentially it's just a very strong odor. It smells like vanilla, and it's supposed to confuse the deer of where the human scent is coming from. To start the test, we've got 5 controls. So Lee has 5 sets of different clothing that he washed in scent-free detergent. They're all in Ziploc bags so they don't get excess human odor on them. We're gonna run the test 5 times and just kind of get like a baseline time and just like body language of Mattis. So then we have 5 equally soiled pairs of clothing for each of these scent products.
This is not I'll go ahead and say this is not a perfect test. This is hopefully going to be educational. It's almost impossible to replicate like the exact scenario of a deer like smelling us in a stand.
Yeah.
So we're going to stop and say this is not a perfect test.
Starting with round 1 of control. Good luck.
I've got some changing to do. I'm going to walk around these boxes real quick just to kind of put some scent out there where it's not like I clearly just walked around one box and got in it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Throw them
going
off the trail a little bit.
to, yeah, try to. It's not going to work, but try to.
Ready? Yeah. Come on!
I thought he was going to bite me.
8.25 seconds. It's a good start. So after each control test, I'm going to go ahead and apply the scent control product so it has 15-20 minutes to cure. All right, control test number 2.
Check. Search pattern now.
It's fully committing. Next pair of clothes.
Control test number 3. Here we go.
Coming to you live from a cardboard box. I'm here hiding from Mattis.
You ready?
Ready?
And we're all, gosh.
4.56 seconds.
He's finding me pretty easy now.
Third set of control clothing going inside the Ozonics bag. Got the Ozonics running up here, pumping ozone in. We're gonna let this run for about 20-30 minutes before we use it. Last control test, control number 5. Track. Oh, 11:58.
I mean, I think you got it covered.
All right.
Good.
Do you see how he's standing?
He's already all over him. Lee, you better watch out. He's coming in hot. First test with a scent killer spray. We're actually going to do 2 tests per product, just to kind of get a more realistic time. I think this is gonna be bad for Lee. This could be the time he gets bit. We'll see.
Ready?
On you. Yep.
Track.
Oh, that's like a boy, man. That was a perfect demonstration of
Like you saw him as we were
him
walking
smelling
out,
them from
he caught
30
it.
yards away, which that's like realistically what a deer is going to do in the tree stand.
I've got him trained now that he knows when he finds me in the box, he's getting some good scratches. So he's no longer looking to bite. He's just looking for his treat of just some nose
I
rubs.
could be a little bit slower on the reward and we could see.
Yeah.
But look,
It should be blowing right to him.
see, he wants to go to that first box again.
I know.
He's cheating again. Mattis, Mulligan.
So what I'm doing right now, I want Mattis to smell the scent blowing off the box before he picks which direction to go. The wind should be perfect for that right now because Lee's in one of these middle boxes, and that scent should be blowing straight towards Mattis.
You see his
He's looking that direction. All right, scent killer spray test number 2.
track. He's been rewarded there so much. There we go. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Well, so we checked that one and came right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said he was super visual, so he's trying to rely on his eyes, but he kept he was conflicted when we started. You could see he'd look back and forth, but he went with
Like
his
he was
eyes.
picking up something here, but
Yeah, but he's just been rewarded from there.
From that
So that's
the
the
most.
most recent memory, and it's the law of primacy, right? Is the dog was just rewarded from that location, so they want to check that location first.
yeah,
It just feels good.
it feels
He
amazing.
really doesn't care.
See if the infuse works.
Oh, that's a good boy.
Infuse ozone spray test number 2.
Good boy.
3.86 seconds.
I mean, it smells exactly like what.
Yeah, I mean, like you can smell the ozone. Essentially, what this is supposed to do is the ozone molecules attach to odor molecules and break them down. This is the same kind of technology they use to fumigate houses. Like if you have a smoker that lives in a house for a long time and you want to get that smell out, they'd have a giant one of these units and seal the house in and kill all that odor. So essentially, we're using a much smaller scale size, killing the odor on his clothes in this bag. And then after this test, we're actually going to put this inside the box with Lee to kind of attach to his molecules as they're getting blown and dispersed across the field. First test with the ozone bag. On you.
Track. Oh, well.
think that was a wind issue. It's just kind of swirling right now. He went straight to the box next to where Lee was. Didn't smell in there, but knew the scent was somewhere in that area. As soon as he got to the box, he knew he was in there though.
But it took him a second to find it.
Yeah.
Interesting. What happened there?
He started all the way down here and worked his way.
Really?
Yeah.
Went all the way down?
Yeah.
Ozone in box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ozone in box. These are the next two coming are what I'm most curious about, is that the Ozonics actually in the box, kind of trying to crush all that scent, and then the nose jammer is also one I'm super curious about. I don't know how he's going to react to it, to be honest with you, but I'm just going to fill that box with some ozone.
We kind of gave Lee a few extra minutes to get that ozone kind of circulating, attaching to his molecules, as they say. So, see what happens. Test 1 on you.
Try. Track. I don't know where he is.
Second from right.
Track. He's not sniffing, so he's getting tired. Show me where he is. Show me. Not a big fan of that one, just because he was lazy at first. I think he was an odor, and just because he's tired, just sat.
All right, so we're going with the Ozonics round 2. Gave Mattis like a 15-minute break. I think he's feeling a little better now. He loves that box over there.
Yeah, yeah. He's figured out a search pattern. Search.
This is definitely one I'm most curious about, because I've had it work for me in Kentucky. At least I think I did.
So what I want you to do is go to every single box.
Spray them all.
Spray it inside, like the part where he's sticking his nose. And then just like douse everything.
It's quite like
It says ground blind hunting, so we're going in a sort of a ground blind saying. Spray on boots, pants before you walk in.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you're supposed to spray it on you. Spray it on the brush around you, spray it on the blind. So yeah, I think you literally just
douse everything.
Just douse it.
Stop it.
I really think this might work.
Mark thinks otherwise. I don't know what to think on this one. We literally just sprayed about a whole bottle of nose jammer on all the boxes, in the grass out here. It just smells like a bakery.
You ready?
Yeah.
Try. He got it from back there. Yeah. Like that was the easiest one to me.
It didn't work. Dude, that was very unhealthy what I just did.
I want to try that one more time. That was bad, man.
You have a headache?
I mean, it was in my shirt, just in there going, just covering the thing. Sorry. But
I really think because did you see between the boxes when his behavior changes?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he beelined it, and you could tell that he was going to
Really?
sit before he put his nose in there. That's how he knew that you're in that one. Like
That's-
what clothes?
I mean, the entire concept is that it just totally overwhelms their senses. He cut right through it.
Yeah, because once again, he smells, as you were using the illustration of lasagna and pizza is a great illustration. Yeah, all those other elements that are super powerful to us are there, but he smells it at such a small level. He just smells all that and the odor that he's trained to find.
Right.
So it doesn't block anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He's going. He's just going. I didn't even tell him. He's just going. Yep, you're right.
Are you kidding me?
We almost got the bite.
Wow, that's disappointing, to be honest. I was hoping for something spectacular there. All right, so if I put a shirt in there,
He'll alert to it.
a hat.
Yeah. This is what's actually amazing to me, is because you're the source odor,
Right.
and you are pooling odor from you right now, right? But I'm going to tell him to discriminate between your odor and your odor,
Okay.
and he's going to find your odor that's not right here with us because
right.
he knows that we found you already.
Right.
So he's going to look for your odor out there. It's like looking for the keys that we did earlier. Like this to me is the coolest thing because it's like this odor, but not in this place.
No way. No way.
Head snap. So it's not as big, but you saw the behavior cage right there. So
Oh,
you're
yeah.
trying to figure it out. Where is it?
It's like, it's in here.
Get it. Where is it?
That's. I am frustrated. I thought the nose jammer was going to be the ticket. And I'm actually really impressed. I mean, a whole human body in a box like that, of course he's going to smell it. But a little, like a hat, that was impressive to me. So he said that he's even thrown like BBs in the grass and he'll go find like a BB. So we're just going to dump it all on now. Nose jammer, Ozonics, all the scent killers, everything we got, just to see if it works. It's not going to, but we're going to try. You got it? You got all of it?
We got some no scent field spray, some Shield hunt, and back to the scent killer.
You think he's gonna find this? If he finds this, I'll be impressed. Well, we hit it with everything we had.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna stick it in there. There's no way.
Upward. He's not sniffing. Now he's sniffing. He's getting lazy. Okay. Upward.
Oh. No way! No way! Oh my gosh! All right, now I'm impressed. I didn't know.
I didn't know he was gonna get that one.
That's amazing. That's
He
pretty
was
cool.
going by it, and you saw that head snap back.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh yeah. He. I mean,
my
you
gosh.
hit. He hit it for sure.
Dang.
That's
Dang.
impressive. Well played.
Well, I think we have our conclusion.
Yes. You want to close it here? You want to close it at the truck?
Let's break it down at the truck.
The deer, from what I understand and everything that I've read, because they did do studies that they tried to train deer to do the job that police dogs do.
For
the-
real?
Yeah, because their olfactory system is that incredible.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah,
They took deer, and were like trying to train a deer.
they
to-
tried cats, they tried bears. You know what the problem with bears are?
They're huge.
They'll kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's the problem. And deer, the problem with deer was they couldn't teach them a discernible scent or search pattern.
I would have just loved to have watched that happen.
Well, the CIA paid like millions of dollars for this to happen, apparently, or whatever
Oh my God.
organization did.
All right.
That's
Well.
awesome.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yep.
sorry. Continue.
No, but they're just extremely comparable. But like we did talk about is what the deer are smelling for and what the dog are smelling for are slightly different. Where the deer have learned that the odor of humans is a predator,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they're fearful of it, like we were talking about earlier. Where the dog, it's food,
Mhm.
Right.
right? It's prey. I've taught him this game where he gets rewarded for finding prey. And so it's all a prey game for him. So he wants to get close to it, where a deer doesn't want to get close to it.
Mm-hmm.
But it still doesn't negate the fact that he's smelling it.
Right.
So if he can smell it, the deer can smell it. Their reactions are going to be different.
You would think so.
The only thing that, like, I guess would make this test better is if the fence system worked and you had that separation between the dog and the source of the scent.
Which was our original plan.
Because most of the time, you know, the deer are going to be 15 plus yards away.
Mm-hmm.
Whether or not that 15 yards makes a difference, I don't know. The times where the wind was swirling and like he was catching that scent before he even started,
Yeah.
he went straight to the box.
Right.
So that to me that shows me he can smell it from a distance too.
Oh, for sure.
If the wind is in his favor.
Right. And there's been,
So-
I don't know how you actually study this, but they've said up to 15 soccer fields away lengthwise, so over like a mile and a half, that they can actually recognize odor.
That's
I believe it.
I don't
100%.
understand. It's just crazy.
I mean, I believe it because when we're hunting all these mature deer, it's like the cat and mouse game has always happened, where it's like when you're not there, he's on camera, and when you're there, he's nowhere to be seen. Like they're smelling you from a ways off, and you're not knowing that it's happening.
It's incredible.
Yeah, they're pretty cool, but yeah, I mean, this test was not perfect. Obviously, like we're trying our best to replicate something like of an animal trying to smell a human, and we're trying to hide mask that.
Mm-hmm.
This is about as close as we could get. I mean, there's definitely ways we could have improved it, try to make it more realistic, which we did with the netting, but he was having issues with the netting.
Well, it was one that he's taught to get to source, and so he was trying his best to get. He get caught up in the nets when he was trying to investigate the source odor, and so because of the distance between the source odor and the net, it was very close to the distance between the next box and the next box.
Yeah.
So it's hard for him to determine where exactly it was coming from. And like I said, he's always gotten rewarded from source.
Right.
So if we were to teach him, like teach a dog from the beginning that this is the game, as we're looking, when can you detect?
Mm-hmm.
But he's just been trained a different way, that he's trained to get to source.
Yeah. Even with the wind changing directions, I mean, it made some more fair than others. So I mean, it's not a perfect test. I mean, I know like people are going to comment, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that.
Yeah.
But like, this is just us trying to be educational and informative to you guys. I mean, we literally have no affiliation with any of these brands at all, and was just trying to get some information and learn. I mean, today's a learning experience for us too. And I think the overwhelming thing is it's pretty clear you better hunt the wind.
Yep.
Because you're not going to be able to eliminate your scent no matter what you're doing. Now, some of these may reduce, and I'm sure a lot more science behind it, aside from just like a field testing thing we just did. You know, some of these products will probably reduce your scent, your odor by a percentage, which in the woods, you're looking for any advantage you can possibly get. So they're going to help from that perspective. But if a deer's dead downwind to you, and even if you've used any of this stuff available, I mean, odds are they're going to smell you.
Yeah.
So, not saying that these are not worth it in any way. Anything you can do to help give you any sort of advantage, even if it's reducing your scent by 10%, you know, it's worth using something like some of these products.
Well, the question becomes, do you want to spend your money on something that may or may not make a difference?
Yeah.
Maybe it kills 85% of your odor, but with a deer and a dog's nose 100,000 times better than my nose, they can still smell that 15% that's left over plenty well enough to get the heck out of there as soon as they catch wind. So,
and the situation where I see it being useful is like if you have a shifting wind and it's like, a slight breeze like catches them for a second, like reducing anything you can do to reduce your odor is going to help. But if, you know, like we just said, if they're catching you full wind, like it's game over. So play your winds. I thought that was a pretty fun test. I appreciate you coming out and,
that was
and
awesome,
messing around with us.
man.
Mattis is unbelievably trained.
He's a
and
good dog.
that was amazing. So I'm thoroughly impressed. I appreciate that you're a police officer. I know with times you guys are dealing with a lot. And from us at Seek1, we wanted to thank you guys for everything you do. We support y'all 100%.
Appreciate it, man.
And
absolutely.
we wouldn't have the communities and things like that we would and the safety without you guys. So
Thank you. And like I told you,
thank you for what you do.
It's my pleasure. The good thing about today is we just trained Mattis through the evolution that we went through today to find you no matter what. So if you ever get lost,
I'm ever on the run,
we got you.
In what county? Our Alpharetta area?
We're in Alpharetta, but he's
got
retired,
to
so we can go
Yeah.
wherever you
Okay,
want.
so
No
I got that
jurisdiction
working
at this
for me.
So Mattis and Mark both have Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We'll link all those accounts down below. Make sure you guys go follow them. Their stuff is awesome.
Really, really good dudes.
You're gonna
I
start doing more
appreciate
YouTube videos too, stuff
Yeah.
like this. So
Try to jump on the train.
yep. So do us a solid and go follow them.
Yeah.
Other than that,
Yeah, I mean, we'll close it out. I would say, as always, mushrooms are like toasters. Well, when you shoot a duck, hold on, let me rephrase that again. I screwed it up.
That was
You need
bad.
to come back.
That
come
was
back,
bad.
Come back, yes.
That was really bad.
I'm enamored by this.
So,
I have no idea what's happening right now.
anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching. Always remember, ghosts like mushrooms. When you shoot a duck, I'm scared of toasters. We'll catch you next time.